She told them she cared. She told them she understood their pain. And for dozens of lonely hearts across America, she became a comforting voice on the other side of a glowing screen. But behind every "I love you," there was a bank account. Behind every promise of forever was a wire transfer. She lived in Provo, Utah, not a shadowy hacker overseas, but a woman next door. And she helped orchestrate a web of lies that drained over $6 million from the pockets and hearts of trusting older women. This is how the FBI caught the woman who sold love for profit. Before we dive into this chilling story, comment below where you're watching from, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you real, heartbreaking, and educational stories of how online crimes destroy lives and how justice fights back. Now, sit back and let's begin the story in full. They were teachers, nurses, widows, women who had built lives, raised children, buried husbands, and turned to the internet for companionship. Not wealth, not fame, just someone to talk to when the silence felt too heavy. Between 2017 and 2019, dozens of women across the United States, many over the age of 65, began conversations that seemed almost magical. The men on the other end sounded genuine, attentive, and romantic. They wrote every morning, every night. "Good morning, beautiful. Thinking of you. Can't wait to meet you soon." But none of these women knew that behind those words wasn't a man at all. It was a network of scammers operating across multiple countries, and one of their key players lived quietly in Provo, Utah. Her name was Nelly Idowu. At first glance, she seemed ordinary, a business owner, a mother, someone you might pass in the grocery store without a second thought. But her company, Roxy Multi-Services LLC, would soon become the center of one of Utah's most devastating romance scams. Nelly didn't create all the fake profiles herself. Her co-conspirators based in Nigeria and elsewhere were masters of emotional manipulation. They played characters like oil rig engineers in crisis, U.S. soldiers stranded overseas, entrepreneurs facing customs delays. Each story sounded urgent, but believable. One widow, known as RG, wired $300,000 to what she believed was her fiancé's business account. That account belonged to Roxy Multi-Services LLC, owned and controlled by Nelly Idowu. Others sent smaller but still devastating amounts, $40,000, $70,000, even $120,000. Savings gone, homes refinanced, hearts broken. The emails and calls were constant. Victims described men who seemed to know exactly what to say, how to comfort them, how to build trust, how to slide money into the conversation without breaking the spell. But when investigators traced the wires, they didn't find the charming online lovers. They found Nelly, they found business accounts, cashier's checks, and international transfers, millions moving between Utah, Hong Kong, and Nigeria. Comment your thoughts below. Would you have noticed the red flags? And do you think 6 years in prison is enough for what these victims lost, not just in money, but in trust? By late 2019, banks began noticing unusual patterns, older customers wiring huge sums to small businesses with no clear purpose. The FBI's Salt Lake City field office and its Provo resident agency started investigating. Every transaction told a story. Over $800,000 passed through Nelly's accounts in 1 year alone. $80,000 went to a Hong Kong company. $100,000 changed hands between conspirators. Funds flowed to China, Nigeria, and even to relatives in the U.S. Agents realized this wasn't just a romance scam. It was a structured money laundering operation, hiding stolen funds as fake business revenue. Forensic accountant Angela Mennett and Special Agent John Coyle examined more than 50 bank accounts, connecting victim savings to shell companies overseas. When questioned, Nelly claimed she thought she was helping friends or clients move money. But investigators uncovered emails showing she knew the cash wasn't legitimate and kept moving it anyway. One co-defendant, Emmanuel Adesotu, testified that Nelly once told him she needed to move $1 million. He said she explained exactly how to do it: deposit, withdraw, wire, repeat. That wasn't confusing. That was a plan. When the evidence was finally airtight, the FBI made its move. It was early morning in Provo, the kind of quiet dawn where the streets still glisten with dew. Agents surrounded a modest suburban home registered to Nelly Idowu. Inside, she was getting ready for the day, unaware that her messages, her bank records, and her so-called business empire had already been turned against her. The knock came hard and fast. FBI, federal warrant. Neighbors peeked through curtains as agents entered. They told her to step back, to put her hands where they could see them. She froze, calm, expressionless, before the cuffs clicked behind her wrists. Boxes of documents, laptops, and cell phones were carried out one by one. Every digital trace she thought she had deleted was still there, neatly preserved in forensic backups. At the same time, coordinated arrests were taking place in other states. Her partners, Adesotu, Frederick, and Chukwu, were all taken into custody within hours. The network had fallen. That morning, the illusion of love that had fooled so many came to an abrupt end. It's easy to see numbers, $6 million, and forget the people behind them. But for these women, every dollar was a dream. One sold her late husband's car to help her partner pay customs fees. Another took out a home equity loan for a man she believed she would marry. When agents finally told them the truth, some collapsed in tears. Others refused to believe it. They weren't just defrauded financially. They were robbed emotionally. They were humiliated, isolated, and left doubting their own judgment. Prosecutors called Nelly a crucial financial conduit, the woman who gave the scam its lifeline. Without her, they said, the operation would have crumbled. The judge agreed. On October 19, 2023, a federal jury in Utah found Nelly Idowu guilty on all counts: 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering and 2 counts of money laundering. Jurors heard testimony from victims, FBI agents, and co-conspirators. They reviewed bank statements, cashier's checks, and text messages connecting Nelly to the flow of money. Her defense claimed she didn't know the funds were fraudulent, but prosecutors revealed that she ignored every warning sign and used multiple company names to disguise the transfers. The judge instructed jurors on willful blindness, that choosing not to see the truth is still guilt. The verdict was swift. On January 30, 2024, the judge announced her punishment: 72 months in federal prison, 6 years, 3 years of supervised release afterward, and over $6 million in restitution, shared among her and her co-defendants. Behind her, victims sat quietly. Some cried. Others simply nodded, knowing justice had finally spoken. Her co-defendants received lesser terms: Emmanuel Adesotu, 3 years; Julius Frederick, nearly 4; Namdi Joel Chukwu, about 1. Later that year, an appeals court sent the case back for resentencing. Her guilt stood firm, but her exact prison term was up for review. Why did so many fall for it? Experts say it isn't stupidity, it's hope. Loneliness can silence logic. When someone offers attention, compassion, and consistency, the mind fills in the rest. Scammers study behavior. They mirror your words, your rhythm, your dreams. They make you believe you're finally seen, finally chosen. Nelly's role wasn't just about money, it was about control. She and her network knew exactly how to turn affection into leverage, and leverage into cash. Each victim became another story to exploit, another transaction in a spreadsheet of heartbreak. The FBI now uses this case to educate the public about modern romance scams. Here are key warning signs to remember: online relationships that move too fast emotionally, partners who refuse to meet in person or video chat, requests for money through business accounts or wire transfers, emotional pressure, phrases like If you love me, you'll help me. If you or someone you know suspects an online relationship might be fraudulent, report it immediately at ic3.gov. The Internet Crime Complaint Center. You could save someone's life savings, or even their life. For Nelly Idowu, everything changed. Her business dissolved. Her accounts were seized. Her name became a cautionary tale for digital deception. For the victims, recovery has been slower. Money can be repaid, but trust cannot. Many said they still dream about the men who never existed, still hoping one day a message will appear, saying it was all a mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated betrayal. This case is more than a story about fraud. It's a warning about the price of loneliness and the ease with which technology can turn love into a weapon. But there is light in awareness. Every time we share these stories, we protect someone else. Every time we talk openly about scams, we remove the shame that keeps victims silent. The next time someone you know starts a new online relationship, listen. Ask gentle questions. Because the first step to stopping a scam is believing it can happen to anyone. Nelly Idowu's story reminds us that some of the most dangerous criminals don't carry guns or wear masks. They carry smartphones, and the scars they leave aren't on the body. They're in the heart. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this story. If you found it powerful or eye-opening, please like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep uncovering the dark side of digital love. Until next time, stay alert, stay informed, and remember, in the world of online romance, not every heart emoji means forever.